we pointed out that 99.9% of making money or getting anything that you want or having, being, or doing anything in your life and creating anything and everything in your life, 99.9% of it is the thoughts. It's using your brain to put out a vibration. And then by law of attraction, the universe will give you circumstances, situations, and events and people to create that and bring into you, into your life, that which you're vibrating. But it'll give you events, situations, people which match the feeling, give you matching feelings. This is why people always say, I wasn't vibrating, I wasn't thinking about a car crash. I wasn't thinking about falling down the stairs. No, but whatever feeling that event gave you, that's what you were vibrating. You were vibrating that emotion and feeling. Now you can create a specific thing by vibration, but when you're putting that out, the universe will give you circumstances, events, situations, and people which match your feeling that you're vibrating. That's what we have to be aware of. Now, when we're talking about money, how do we apply this to money? Because I am going to give you a couple specific hows or techniques and things that I'm going to do. However, the action steps are really not that relevant. And because there are virtually millions of different scenarios to make money, it's really stupid and impossible for somebody to say, I'm going to teach you a specific way to make money, because the method that I would teach may apply to you, but may not apply to you. It may be something you really enjoy and want, but you wouldn't. So more important is for you to find the various methods and techniques of making money that you want, that give you the feeling that you want, and the universe will bring that into your life. But I'm going to give you some things to help you think about some certain things and focus on some certain things so you can bring into your life those certain things. So the first most important thing about making money is to want money. That's the first most important thing. You must want it. Specifically, money. At whatever level you choose. Again, the first rule or the first step of the four-step procedure is define what you want. So if you want money, how much money do you want? That amount, again, has to be a number that when you think about it, you feel good. If you feel bad, that means it's out of the sweet spot. Because if you come up with a number, I want $1 million, and you think about that, but you feel bad, that means you're not ready to focus on that, because you're going to be pulled to thinking about the lack of it and how am I going to get that? That'll never happen to me. And then you're focusing on that, and you know that because you're feeling bad, and you'll draw in more of lack. So everybody's amount of money is different. Some of you may say, I just want a certain amount of money to help start paying down my debt. You need to come up with a dollar amount of money that you want, that you can focus on initially, that you feel good about. Now, some of you may be able to use a more general approach instead of a specific amount and say, I just want some more money so I can relieve some of my financial pressure. And so you may be able to think about more money, and when you think about just some money, any amount's fine, just some money to help relieve some pressure, maybe that is your sweet spot. And you don't have to come up with a specific amount at all. And some of you may even take a different approach and going, I just want to feel financially secure and financially free without coming up with a specific amount at all. You're now working on a feeling. And remember, the three ways you can define your dream or define your goal or define your want is with specificity, a specific dollar amount. I want $10,000 a month. I want 50,000. I want 100,000. I want 1,000,000. I want 50 million. I want 100 million. I want 1 billion. Whatever a dollar amount is. That's with specificity, with no time limit attached. The second way is general. I just want some money, some more money to do a certain thing. And the third one is just a feeling. I want to feel secure in my finances. I want to feel financially free. Now, by the way, when you're focusing on this, you wouldn't say, I want to feel no burdens financially. I don't want to feel any more financial pressure. That can't be a goal, because whatever you think about, you'll get. If you're thinking about a goal of, I don't want to feel financial pressure, you're thinking about financial pressure. Do you understand that? If you say, I don't want to have any more financial burdens, you're thinking about financial burdens. Now, this applies to everything. When you think of anything you want, you must think of what you want, not what you don't want. If you're looking at a relationship, for example, you can't say, okay, I want a person who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. No, because you're thinking about a person who's smoking and drinking. That's the vibration, because you're focusing on that. You would rather say, I want a person who lives a very healthy lifestyle, like me. So you must always put wants, desires, dreams, goals in the positive. Don't say, I want somebody who doesn't do this, or I want no more of this, or I don't want this. See, some people, when they say, tell me what you want in life. Well, I don't want to be overweight anymore. No, you want to be thin. See the difference? I want to stop having food cravings. No, you want to have a normal appetite. I don't want any more stress. No, you want to feel secure and content and relaxed. Do you understand? You always must put your wants, goals, dreams, and desires in the affirmative, in the positive sense. That way you're focusing on what you want. So always remember that. So you have 3 ways of figuring out your financial goal. A specific amount, and this will change from time to time as you go through the process. So over the next days, weeks, and months, you'll start changing this and always be changing it and fine-tuning it. You're always fine-tuning your dream and what you want, because you're experiencing things that you don't want and you're fine-tuning what you want. It becomes clearer. Therefore, your vibration is clearer, more specific, and your vibration, either it's more specific on the feeling or more specific on the desire. And the more specific it can get on the feeling or the desire, or even the general sense, it does actually become more specific. It becomes more powerful, more intense, and you get a higher level of belief, which means it comes into your existence faster. So the first thing is you must have a chief aim. Chief aim means a primary focused goal when it comes to money. One of the keys of wanting things, if you go back of everything we talked about, it's you become what you think about most of the time, which means if you really want things in your life, people always talk about a balanced life. You want a great relationship, you want great health, you want a great family, you want great social life, you want great intellectual stimulation, you want great emotions, you want great finances, you want a great career, you want to be fulfilled. Well, if you're thinking of all these things throughout the day, the question is, what are you thinking about most of the time? The answer is you're not focusing on anything. You're putting out so many different vibrations. All these vibrations are good, but none of them, therefore, can be very intense, very powerful, and none of them can be being broadcast out of your brain for a long duration. One of the secret keys that nobody will talk about, because they always talk about this balanced life. One of the secret keys we learned in society is that you become what you think about most of the time. And the key is you can't live a balanced life. You must be focusing on a chief aim most of the time. If that's your health, that's your health. If that's your family, that's your family. If that's your finances, that's your finances. If it's your relationship, it's your relationship. If it's your intellectual pursuits, it's your intellectual pursuits. You become what you think about most of the time. Therefore, you must always have a chief aim. Some of you right now, if you were to look at the various areas of your life, you really have to ask yourself, what is your chief aim? Is it finances? Is it relationship? Is it health? Is it your spouse? Is it your career? Is it your intellectual pursuits? What is your chief aim? And the fact is, you can be broadcasting all those things, yes, but you must have a chief aim. This was taught to Napoleon Hill by Andrew Carnegie, and it's something that has been overlooked throughout history. Another way of putting it is, and this may sound negative, but it's true, you must be obsessed with what you want, because that's the only way you can focus your broadcasting vibration. You must be obsessed with what you want. That's the only way you can continually clarify it, broadcast the vibration with power and intensity, and have the duration long enough to create it in your life. You must be obsessed. You get what you think about most of the time. So if you're putting the equal amounts of effort or equal amounts of thought across 20 different things, all those things will ultimately come into your life in varying levels and degrees. But if you want something to really come into your life fast, you must broadcast it virtually all the time, which means you must be thinking about it all the time or most of the time. You become what you think about most of the time. You must have a burning desire. Remember Napoleon Hill? Define your goal, and later he called it define your chief aim. And he later said, define what you're going to be thinking about and what you want all the time. Define what you want and think about it all the time, and have a burning desire for its achievement. What's burning desire? Burning desire is massive obsession. You can't have a burning desire for something if you're not thinking about it all the time. Then you don't really have a burning desire for it. You need to be obsessed with it. You need to be talking about it, thinking about it, living it, breathing it, tasting it, touching it, anticipating it, as if it's already yours. You become what you think about most of the time. You need to define your chief aim and become obsessed with it and focus on it all the time. That's how you create it. Tiger Woods, greatest golfer that ever lived, is obsessed with golf since he was a little kid. He doesn't have a balanced life. If you look at all the great athletes, all the great musicians, all the great people.
All right, here we go, familia. It is 10:15, and we are getting this call started. Happy Monday. Hope everybody is having a blessed day. Can I get some big smiles in the chat? Yes. Everything is amazing. Everything is good. We are growing. We are elevating. Man, every day it just feels good. Type a 7 in the chat box if you did your morning routine this morning. I want to see who did some morning routines this morning. Let me see. I want to know who did their morning routine this morning, their full morning routine. I'm talking about everything: meditation, reading, prayer, gratitude, right? Working out, the whole nine. Who did it? Because I did it. I did my full morning routine this morning. I feel so good. I feel aligned. I feel connected. Guys, I'm 15 days in. 15 days into my routine of consistently doing it. And when I tell you guys that I haven't felt this good in a very long time, and honestly, I would say it's been years. I can confidently say it's been years since I felt this good, right? And 15 days of straight morning routine and intentional reading and growing and meditation and yoga and all of the things that I'm doing now, breath work, like I am just on a completely different vibration. I started this, as you guys know, 15 days ago. I said I'm not taking any days off. And this week, is going to help me complete my, my first goal, right? Because it was actually something I was talking to my team about last night. I said there's checkpoints along the way when you're on your way to have big breakthroughs, right? The first checkpoint is proving you could do it 7 days straight, right? If you can prove that you can do your routine for 7 days straight, you've completed the first checkpoint, the first challenge, right? It's kind of like the first test, sort of say, right? So the first test is 7 days straight. Okay. The second test after 7 days is 21 days. Okay. So now I'm on my second test. Okay. I'm working towards my second test. I'm 15 days in. On Sunday of this Sunday, it'll be exactly my 21 days where I'll hit my second test. Okay, so this whole week is a very, very big week for me. I gotta be on point this week. Okay, I can't slip up this week for nothing in the world. Like, this week is extremely crucial for me because I'm gonna hit my 21-day mark, which is my second test. Now, what is my third test? How many days is my third test? Let's say, let's see who knows in the chat box, right? What test is the third one, right? Let me just type this in right here. Right. The third test is 66 days. All right. The third test is 66 days. Okay. Now 66 is the sweet spot. It's the number where usually by that time you've started to experience quantum leaps. You've started to experience a lot of change and results and reality, and a lot of things around you are starting to really elevate around the 60 to 66-day mark. Okay, 66 is that number. So after I hit 21 this week, okay, I'll be pushing towards 66 days. So if you think about it, from 21 to 66, if I'm not mistaken, okay, that's about what? 31 days, is it, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, it should be 31 days. So it's a whole month now of consistency. So from this Sunday, I got to stay consistent for another 31 days straight. And that is the big challenge right there. Right? That is the big challenge right there. Okay, because I got to go from 21 to 66. Okay, 21 to 66. It's 30. 35. Is it 35 or 45? No, it's 35. It's 35. Or am I tripping? 45? Yeah, it's 45. Yeah, it is 45. Wow. Yeah, I'm counting it wrong. Yeah, it is 45. Yeah, it's definitely 45 days. Yeah, it is 45 days. So I got a 45-day run after that, right? 21 to 66 is 41. So you got to hold, that's the biggest challenge right there. That's why the breakthrough is so big, because you think about it, the first one is 7 days. The first test is 7 days. We can all do 7 days. We hope we can all do 7 days. From 7 to 21 is 14 days. Okay. And then from 21 to 65 is 45 days. Okay. So I'm ready for the challenge. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for the challenge, right? Because I'm just so excited to see the growth that I'm going to have. And then from the 66 days, it goes into the 90 days, family. So just wanted to give you guys that little quick, tip of some of the things that I've been doing, and some of the things that I'm working on. This is very, very important to me. This is what has allowed me to attract a lot of the success, the abundance that I have today. And for those wondering what I'm talking about, it's about making sure that you are consistent with your morning routine every day, right? And not just necessarily your morning routine, but your routine for, personal development, your growth, okay, your deep work, the deep work that must be done each and every single day is very, very key. And doing that every day is super key. Okay, so let's get right into the call today. I know I just gave you guys a quick lesson there, but let's practice our gratitude like we always do. Let's type one thing that we are grateful for in the chat box. What is one thing we are grateful for? Because I am grateful for God. I am grateful for my health. I am grateful for my healthy mind and my healthy body and my healthy soul as well. I'm grateful for my mom, my dad, my little brother who's here with me, my goddaughter, Dariana. I'm extremely grateful for my team and the leaders within my organization. I'm grateful for Katie. I'm grateful for water. I'm grateful for wisdom. I'm grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano community. I'm grateful for Jasmine, for Sana, for my brother Hansel as well, who's always here with me, running it up. I'm extremely grateful for just all the amazing things that we are experiencing, the momentum. I'm grateful for, the life, the quantum leaps, the breakthroughs, the audios that I listen to. I'm grateful for KT. I'm grateful for the smoothie I had this morning that has me feeling amazing and has me feeling aligned. And it's something that I want to make sure that we all understand. So keep expressing that gratitude. I went on a gratitude walk on my way back from the park, and I feel amazing, guys. So let's get into today's call. Today is Monday. I wanted to talk about time mastery today. And I titled today's call, Time Mastery is Life Mastery. Okay. And this is a training that the last time I did it was last year of April. Okay. I did this April of 2021, the last time I did this training. And I think it's important that, we cover the importance of time mastery going into, this next week. Okay. Because it is Monday. Now, something I've understood, and I've mentioned to you guys this before, is that it's not about the hours that we put in, it's about what we put into those hours. Okay, so I want you guys to write that down. Let's start that off. Let's start off this call with that one caption right there. It's not about the hours that we put in. So it's not about the amount of hours that we put in, it's what we put into those hours. Okay, and that's very important. Now, Nano, what do you mean by that exactly? Everyone here has a different amount of time that they can dedicate to their business, to their job, and to their life in general, right? For me, I look to, I've learned from very successful people that, the most valuable thing that we have in life is our time. Okay, time is more valuable than money. Okay, I need you guys to understand this. Time is more valuable than money. Why is that, Nano? Well, because look, guys, I could give everybody on this call $100 and I can make that money back. But I can't give everybody on this call an hour of my time and get that time back. You see, the hour that we spend on this call, we'll never get it back. No matter how much time, no matter how much money we try to invest in to get it back, no matter what we do, we can never get the time that we spend on this call back. Okay, but we can get the money back. We can get the money that we spent this last week back. We can get the money that we spent on our sneakers and on a dinner or on anything back, but we can never get time back. Okay, so we got to understand how we are using our time. Okay, we have to be very, very careful with how we're using our time. Now, we also got to know how to leverage it because you see, every single one of us, like I said, are in different positions. Some of us could dedicate an hour a day, 2 hours a day. Some can dedicate 4, 8, 10. And if, you're like me, you dedicate 16 plus hours, right? Everybody is in a different position. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys the 4 types of people when it comes to time. Okay. And I want you to identify which one you are. Okay. I'm gonna recognize and I'm gonna make sure that you guys understand this. Okay. The first type of person is the sometimer. Okay. The sometimer is the individual that works on his dreams sometimes. He works on himself sometimes. She works on herself sometimes. Okay. They do it one day, yes, one day, no. 1 week, yes, 1 week, no. 1 month, no. 1 month, yes. Okay. They do it sometimes. They're not very consistent with the time that they're dedicating to themselves. Okay. And most people that we will meet, and most people are really stuck in the sometime area because they don't have no true commitment, no true discipline, and no true consistency. So most people do things sometimes. Okay, they sometimes do their morning routine, they sometimes read, they sometimes study, they sometimes trade, they sometimes post on their social media, they sometimes do everything, because remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay, so if you do your morning routine sometimes, I can already tell that you're gonna do everything else sometimes. And this is what I want you all to understand. You got to know who you are when it comes to time management, time mastery. Who are you? There's four types of people. We said number one is the sometimer, the one who does it sometimes. Now remember, what you put in is what you will get out. So if you only put in work sometimes, then you will only get results sometimes. Okay, you need to understand this. If you only put in work sometimes, you will only get results sometime. Okay, most people who are just putting in some time usually don't accomplish success at all, because nothing inconsistent creates. Okay, because you're usually doing figure eights. If you're doing it sometime, you usually never create success because you never get to fully understand the compound effect, which is very key. So the first type of person is a sometimer. The second type of person is a part-timer. Okay. Now, somebody who works part-time on their dreams, okay, and on their business, okay, they're usually working anywhere from 15 to 20 hours a week. Okay, if we divide that by 7, you're looking at about somebody who does something part-time, 2 hours, 3 hours a day. Okay, 2 to 3 hours a day. Okay, they work on their business and their personal life, right? Because majority of people who are doing it part-time, that means that they have a job. Okay, they have other responsibilities. They have school, they have kids, they have a job. So most people do certain things part-time. Okay, they work part-time on their business, they work part-time on their future, they work part-time on their personal development. So usually someone who's doing this part-time usually does this 2 to 3 hours a day. Anywhere from 15 to 20 hours a week is about what I would say is about part-time. You could push 25 hours if you want to when it comes to part-time. Okay. But for the most part, this is something that I want all of you to understand. This is very, very key what I'm covering right now, because you got to identify who you are and the amount of time that you are going to dedicate to what you have. Okay. So if you're that person that's part time, 15 to 20 hours a week, you have to know how to properly organize those 15 to 20 hours a week. Okay. Because if you know, okay, I only can do what I'm doing right now part-time. All right. Which means if I do the math correctly, I got to do 2 to 3 hours every single day, Monday through Sunday. Okay. Yes, Monday through Sunday. You know why? Because you don't have that luxury. You got to think about it. You don't have the luxury. If you're doing something part-time, it's because there's something else taking up your full time. Right? There's something else taking up your full time, which is 40 plus hours. Whether it's kids, school, whatever it is, there is something taking up full time. And usually when you're doing something full time, you're working full time for somebody else. It's not even for you. So you got to think about this. Most of the time, most people work full time for something else or somebody else, but they're working part time on themselves. So which one is more important? Is the full time more important or the part time is more important, guys? Type it in the chat box. What would you say is more important? Okay. Is your full-time job more important or your part-time future more important? Let's see. Let's see if you guys know the answer. Part-time is way more important. Your full-time is not important. The reason for it, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. The thing is that you guys think full-time because you guys are thinking about money. You guys are thinking about money. Yes, is your full-time important when it comes to paying the bills? Absolutely. But part-time is what helps you build your fortune. So full-time helps you take care of your temporary situation, right? But the part-time is what's taking care of your future situation. So most people put more importance on their full-time than they do on their part-time, not understanding that the part-time is really the key. Because the only way that you can get out of the full-time gig that you're doing is if you master part-time. You got to master the 15 to 20 hours a week. But most people don't take the time to master that. You see, that's a mastery right there. Doing that is mastery. How can you master the 15 to 20 hours a week that you do have available, so that eventually, guess what? Eventually, that full-time income or that full-time job that you have, that can get released and that can get eliminated. And now, guess what? You can work full-time on your passion and on your future instead of working on it part-time. This is the key. This is the key right here. You have to learn how to master working part-time so that eventually you can get rid of your full-time. But most people don't do that because guess what? Look at what happens. Let me explain to you guys what happens. Man, it's hot in here. And we have the AC on. But this is what happens, okay? Most people go to work. They wake up. They wake up at a certain time every day and you go to work. You work full-time, no problem, no excuses. Okay? You work full-time, no excuses. You go to your work 7, 8 hours, 9 hours a day, whatever it is, 40 hours a week, multiple hours a week. Now, look at the problem with most people. If you were to ask people, hey, how many hours a week are you working? How many hours a month are you working? The average person works, if you do the math, if we're doing 40 hours a week, 44 times a month, 4 weeks in a month, that's over 160 hours. Let's just say 150. 150 hours a month is dedicated to a job that's not for you. Remember, most jobs are not for you. Okay? But you ask somebody, yo, how many hours did you work on yourself? And crickets start to go off. Crickets, 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 crickets. Crickets, like literally crickets. You're like, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. No one is working on themselves. You look at people's phones. Let me give you another one. You look at people's phones. You go to their screen time, and you realize that the average person today spends 6 to 7 hours a day on their phone. 6 to 7 hours. You multiply that by 7 days a week. That is anywhere from 42 to 49 hours a week. Let's just say the average is 40 to 50 hours a week. They spend on their phones on average. And most of the time when you are on your phone, it is unproductive because most of the time you're just on either social media, you are on Snapchat, Facebook, sometimes you'll throw YouTube in here, some messages and all the good stuff. But for the most part, it's unproductive for the most part. So if you think about it, let me just show you guys something really fast. Right? In a week, okay, in a week, there is, how many hours does 1 week have? This is crazy when you think about this. Think about this really quick. 1 week has a total of 168 hours. 1 week has a total of 168 hours. Okay, just with a job and your phone, already half of that is gone. Just in half. Gone. I'm putting things into perspective for you guys so you guys can understand this stuff. Because when somebody put this into perspective for me, everything changed. I was like, damn. I was like, nah, I can't. My life can't be like that. I can't be spending so much time on these things and I'm not getting anything from them. Right? I'm not creating anything during that time. Think about it. If you're doing 40 hours a week at a job, you're doing another 40 plus on your, stay with me here, another 40 plus, okay, on your phone. That's 80 hours. Let's just do the minimum. 40 and 40, 80 hours. Stay with me right here. 8 hours of sleeping minimum. As a matter of fact, let's just say 7 hours of sleeping. Let's meet in the middle. 7 hours of sleeping times 7 is 49. Let's put it at 50. 40 is 80. Another 50, okay, it's 130. 130 hours gone. Gone. Can't do anything about it. That were unproductive. None of that was worked towards your future. So you mean to tell me that starting off naturally, most of us, okay, even the average person right now, out the gate, the average person has 168 hours, okay, and 130 are gone out of the, right, like the moment they start this week, most people right now, they're gonna have 130 hours that go down the drain, and that's minimum. We're going based off of minimum. There's people spending 10, 11 hours a day on their phone. There's people working overtime. We're not even counting transportation to and from work. We're not even counting that. So when you actually sit down and think about it, most people are being robbed of their time. You're being robbed of your most valuable asset because you are not paying attention. And imagine those that got to go to school as well. Imagine those that got to take care of kids. Some people really only have a small window of opportunity for growth because everybody is being robbed of their most valuable asset. And remember, guys, that's just the three main guys. I'm not talking about showers, dinners, food, errands you got to run and all that stuff. You see why this is so important? You see why I take advantage of every hour that I have? Is because I know that the way that this system was designed, it was designed to rob you of your most valuable asset so that you can leverage it to your advantage. If you knew how to leverage your time better, you would be more richer and a lot more happier, but you don't. But you don't. You're taught to take the weekends off. So if you're someone who takes Saturday and Sunday off, that's 24 hours each day. That's 48 hours down the drain if you took it completely off. Think about that. So we are at 130 without the weekends. Imagine adding another 48 now. If you take the weekends off, which means 2 days of no productive work. You see what's happening here? But the thing is, you got to be paying attention, guys. So much time is being wasted on things that are not bringing you any value, and you can't get that time back. You got to start paying attention to this stuff. Okay, time, all rich people, all my millionaire and billionaire friends, and I do have billionaire friends, okay, they always tell me, Nano, time is the most valuable asset that you have in life. They are very, very, very diligent when it comes to their time. Very. They do not play with their time. And I know that some of you guys have some rich friends, and they can tell you as well. They protect their time, and they use their time very wisely. They use their time because, guys, think about how much time we've already wasted. If you look back, yo, guys, I'm gonna be real with y'all. If we were actually to look back and notice, and you realize how much time we've already spent, we would be disgusted with all of ourselves, including me. You know how much time we've spent already? Spent. It wasn't invested, spent. That we will never be able to get back. It's like, it's worse than money spent. So for the individuals that are on this call, I hope this is a very eye-opening call for some of you, because you don't want to be the sometime guy. Okay, you don't want to be the person that is doing something sometime. So let's throw that out the picture. Okay, none of us on this call are sometimers. I hope not. And if you are, it's time to change, because nothing is going to be created when you're doing it part-time. The second kind of person is the part-time person, the one that could do it 2 to 3 hours a day, 7 days a week, anywhere from 15 to 20 hours a month. I mean, anywhere from 15 to 20 hours a week. Those 15 to 20 hours needs to be calculated to a T. Okay? It has to be calculated to a T. You need to know exactly. So, for example, you only have 2 to 3 hours. You need to know what you're going to do in hour 1, hour 2, and hour 3, and how you're going to do it intentionally. Because it's not about what you're going to do, it's about doing it intentionally. So if I'm going to read a book for an hour, it can't just me read a book and be distracted. It has to be an hour of solid reading. Right? If I'm going to study a video for an hour, it has to be an hour of me sitting there, phone down, intentionally taking notes. If I'm going to do an hour of prospecting, if I'm going to do an hour of trading, if I'm going to do an hour of anything, it has to be focused work. If I'm going to do an hour of my morning routine, it has to be focused morning routine, right? There's certain days that I only have an hour. So you know what I do with my hour, right? There's certain days if I wake up late, I'm like, damn, I only got an hour till mornings with Nano. So I'm like, okay, in this hour, I'm going to be super intentional. Okay, perfect. I'm going to do 10 minutes of yoga. All right. I'm going to do 10 minutes of meditation. All right. I'm going to do 20 minutes of reading. That's 40 minutes. I'm going to do 10 minutes of journaling and 10 minutes of an audio. Okay. And I'm already breaking it down into 10-minute stints. Boom, 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 boom. That's all I got. Done. 10 minutes of this, 10 minutes of that, 20 minutes of this. Boom, I'm done. Sometimes I have 2 hours, right? That's what I want you guys to understand. Okay. This morning, from the moment I woke up, I woke up actually around like 6. I woke up at 5:55 and I fell back to sleep for a little bit. I stayed there in bed for a little bit. I got out of bed by like 6:20, 6:30. From 6:30 to 9:30, I was working on myself. I had audios on. I was praying. I did meditation. I did yoga. I did reading. I did breath work. I worked out, journaled. I did everything, but it was intentional though. Intentional work. That is 3 hours that I put into myself today. 3 hours into myself. So if you do 3 hours every day, 7 days a week minimum, okay, that's 3 hours, about 21 hours a week that you're putting in. A month, that's over 80 hours a month that you've just dedicated to your self-growth. To your self-growth. Now, some of you may not have 3 hours. Some of you are like, Nano, I only have 1 hour. Well, guess what? 1 hour a day, 7 days a week is 7 hours. At the end of the month, it's about 30 hours that you dedicated to your personal growth. But you have to do it intentionally. Very, very, very intentionally, it must be done. Okay, and then that is plus night routine. Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that. Night routine is about 30 minutes. So you need to know, guys, and I want you guys to take this very, very, very serious. Do not take this information that I'm sharing with you guys right now for granted, because you're starting a brand new week. This is a perfect time for you to be like, for you to take a step back and be like, you know what? Nano called me out this morning. I felt that this morning. I've been waiting a lot. I've been taking a lot of time and not doing things the right way. After this call, let me actually schedule out my day. My day is already planned. My week is already planned. I already know what I'm going to do, what times I'm going to study, what calls I have, who I'm going to call, everything. Because I know the amount of time that I have. I remember when I was only doing 2 hours, 3 hours a day. I knew exactly what I was doing every hour because I was part-time. Now, the full-time person, which is the third type of person, is the person that dedicates 40 hours a day now to their business, to their growth, to everything. You have a little bit more time. Your goal is to become a full-time person. You want to become full-time. I started as a sometimer. I want y'all to know this. I started as a sometimer. I used to only do my business sometimes. I used to only work on myself sometimes. I used to only do my morning routine and work out sometimes. But now it's a little bit different. Okay. Now the person that does this, 40 hours a week, okay, this is the difference now. Look at the difference. They do this they do this 40 hours a week, over 160 hours a month. Now it's a little bit different, okay? Because now you went from doing it part-time, you went from working part-time on your future to now working full-time on your future, right? That's the third type of person. 40 hours a week, fam, woof, and you're working on your future there. Trust me, there's nothing better than doing 40 hours a week and you're doing something you love. I do 40 hours a week like it's cakewalk. Think about it. I'm done with 40 hours a week by my third day. At the pace that I work, and the amount of time that I work, by Wednesday, I've already put in 40 hours into my business and into my life, business, personal, everything by Wednesday. So while everybody's waiting on Friday to get out of work, to take the time off, by Friday, I've already put in who knows how many hours, close to 70, 80 hours, including weekends included now, because now I'm not taking no days off. No days are taken off. So not even the weekends are taken off now. I'm not taking no days off anymore. Forget taking days off. That doesn't exist to me anymore. Nobody has, we don't have what we want. There's no days off. So the third type of person is the full-time person, 40 hours a week. The fourth and the last one, okay, is the person that does this all the time. Okay, they do it all the time. They're obsessed. They're obsessed with success. They're obsessed with becoming the best version of themselves. They do this every hour of the day. Every hour they're working on themselves. Every hour there's intention. Every hour there is something being done to become better. Every hour. That's called all the time. I am an all the timer. I used to be a sometimer. I turned myself into an all the timer, where I do this all the time. Everything that I'm doing is working towards becoming a better version of me and working towards my future. Every book that I read, everything that I put in my body, every person I talk to, every journal I write in, every meditation I listen to, every audio I listen to, every action I take, everything that I do is directed towards fulfilling my purpose and living my dream. Everything I do, I am obsessed. It is a healthy obsession with what I do. Okay, this is what I am about. I am health. I'm sorry, I am obsessed every single day with becoming the best version of myself. Every day, this is what I do. Now, it takes time to get there. I'm not telling you guys that happened for me right away. Okay, it took me years to become an all the timer. Not months, years to become an all the timer. I didn't start like that right away. I had to master part time first. After I mastered part time, then I deserved full time. And then after you're doing it full time, you fall in love with it so much and you realize this is what you want to do for the rest of your life. And you get so much value from growing so much. You reach a level where you're just ready to do this all the time. So you think about it, from the moment I wake up, look at this, right? I woke up this morning, like I told you guys, 5:55 in the morning. All right. I was on the move already by 6:30. Okay. From 6:30 to 9:30, I was doing my morning routine. I came home, I drank my smoothie. 10 a.m., 10:15, we start mornings with Nano. We run this to like about 11:15, right? From here, right, I then have to set the schedule, set everything up, send it all out. At 12, I have to study e-commerce. From 1 to 5, I have one-on-ones that I have to do today from 1 to 5 p.m. Okay. At 6 p.m., I have a call. At 7, I have another call. At 8, I have a break so I can eat and have dinner with my family. At 9, I have a call. And at 10, I have a call. At 11, I do my night routine. And then I go to sleep by 12, the latest. And I wake up and do it again. It's all day. It's all day. It's literally the whole entire day. I have no time for other things or to chill or to relax, or it's the whole entire day because I love what I do. It is a pleasure, okay, that I do what I do. And it's because I leverage my time. What takes people, a month to do, I'm doing it in a week. Think about that. What takes people a month to do, I do it in 1 week. So while somebody lives 4 months, I did what took them 4 months, I did it in 1 month. So what takes somebody 4 months to do, I do it in 1 month. Think about how crazy that is. What takes somebody a year to do, I do it in 90 days. You see how that works? By the time someone finishes 4 years, I did what took them 4 years to accomplish in 1 year. Because of the obsessiveness that I have. It's the obsessiveness. Over time, it adds up. But you got to get to that level. Okay, it doesn't start like that. Like I said, some of you need to master part-time first. I know majority of the people on this call need to master part-time. So that's why I spent more time on the part-time. You need to learn how to take those 2 to 3 hours that you have every single day, even if it's 1 hour that you have every single day. But you got to learn how to turn that into the most intentional time that you've ever dedicated to anything. You got to find a way to make that so good. And you know what the thing is? Like I said, you got to find areas in your life where you're spending time that's not bringing you any value. You got to check, every single person here, you should check how much time you're spending on your phone. Because that's a place where you can cut some time. Hey, if you're spending 7 hours on your phone a day, maybe cut that down to 4 hours and save yourself 3 hours. Save yourself 3 hours. You know how much time that's going to save you? 3 hours a day saved is 20 hours a week just on that, just on your phone. I'm pretty sure that some of you guys can save yourself anywhere from 10 to 20 hours every single week if you find to be more productive instead of Instead of being on your phone, read a book. Instead of listening to music, listen to an audio. Hello, right? So we gotta see this. You gotta, because like I said, guys, time mastery is life mastery. You learn how to master your time, and everything else will flow for you. Easy. It'll be easy. It'll be easy. This is super key, right? Let's say you're on Mornings with Nano, right? You're on Mornings with Nano anywhere from 45 to an hour a day. Let's make sure that the time that you are on these calls, they're very valuable. You take full advantage of them. Okay? Because remember this, time slips through our hands like grains of sand. And only those who use time wisely at an early point are the ones that are going to be rewarded with the rich and productive and satisfying life that we are all looking for. Only those that learn how to use time wisely at the beginning are going to be rewarded with a rich and abundant life that we are all searching for. If you don't learn how to use your time wisely now, your life is going to be miserable later. If you learn how to use your time wisely now, your life will change later. Your life will be abundant. You will have more time for the things that you want. These are sacrifices that you got to make now. You know how nice it's going to be? Look at all the time I'm putting in now, for example, right? Look at all this time I put in now. There's going to be a time where I'm going to be chilling on a yacht like this, traveling the world with my family, visiting different countries, different cities, eating the best foods, the best wines, relaxing, making millions of dollars a month. I'm going to be spending time enjoying life because of the time I put in now, though. I'm going to be able to spend every hour of my life with my kids. I'm going to be able to enjoy every moment of my kids' life, right? And my family's life, because I'm going to be there present in the moment for those moments. I'm going to be able to be at all my kids' games, all their moments, everything. I'm going to be able to live those moments up, because guess what? I was able to master time at a very early age. I was willing to make the sacrifices now. I was willing to work now. I was willing to be obsessed now so that things can be different in the future. But that's the thing. We have to be willing to make those sacrifices now. Now. You got to remember this, and I actually wrote this down, right? And I used to always say this, one of my favorite quotes, right? You spend 10 minutes with people that you should be spending 3 hours with. And then you're spending 3 hours with people that you should only be spending 10 minutes with. Let that sink in real quick. You're spending 10 minutes with people that you should be spending 3 hours with. And then you're spending 3 hours with people that you should only be spending 10 minutes with. Now, break that down just a little bit more. Okay, I will. You're spending 10 minutes with people you should be spending 3 hours with. Who am I talking about? Mentors, business owners, people that have the results that you want. You're only spending a little bit of time with the people that have the results that you want, that have the things that you want, that have the energy that you want. But then you're spending 3 hours with people that you should only be spending 10 minutes with. And those people are the friends, the family, the individuals that don't really want the best for you. That they are just there sucking your energy out, speaking negative into you, limiting beliefs, and all of this stuff. Be careful who you give your time to, because there's people stealing your most valuable asset. You think because they don't take money from you that they're not stealing from you? Fam, listen to me. There's friends of ours that have stole more from us than we could ever get back, fam, to be real. Because they took our time. They took our time. And if they took your money too, then that sucks as well. You got to have people in your life that are productive, that are looking to leverage their time the best to their abilities. Time vampires, right, Ricardo? You gotta remember this stuff. You gotta know this stuff, right? One of the great rules I learned from a wise individual was 80% of the results, okay, you achieve in your life comes from 20% of the activities that occupy your time on earth. Listen to that again. It's called the 20% rule. Okay, the 20% rule states one of the great rules, listen to this, right? 80% of your results that you achieve in life comes from the 20% of the activities that occupy your time. It's called the 20% rule. The 20% rule is very key. So 20% of your activities create 80% of the results in your life. So it's only you don't have to dedicate as much time as you think. Those 3 hours, those 2 to 3 hours that you could dedicate part-time will create 80% of the results that you want in life. But you got to understand it. You got to be willing to understand it on a different level. And once I did that, everything changed for me, fam. Everything changed. My life hasn't been the same since I started taking my time and everything else more serious. But I need everybody on this call to take it serious. After this call, schedule your week if you haven't. Schedule it out. Okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to do my morning routine. From this time to this time, I have work. From this time to this time, I'm going to study. At this time, I'm going to do my night routine. At this time, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to look through my phone. I'm going to find places in my life where I can save myself more time, right? A lot of people say they don't have the time to work out. Well, I'm pretty sure that you can find an hour in your day to work out. Maybe you're sleeping too much. Well, I'm going to go from sleeping 8 hours to sleeping 6 hours. I've done that. I used to love sleeping. I actually had somebody the other day told me, they were like, bro, I'm so surprised at how much you've improved because nobody used to sleep more than you. My little brother actually was the one that told me. He told me the other day, I think it was yesterday, he was like, bro, nobody used to sleep more than you. You used to sleep till lunchtime. I used to love sleeping. I used to sleep 8-10 hours a day. Now I sleep 5 to 6. That's all I need. But I'm programmed that way though. You know, it took time. It took effort for me to get to where I was sleeping so much to now. I wouldn't say sleeping less because I feel like I've already programmed my mind to process and work off of 6 hours of sleep. So think about that. Off of 6 hours of sleep, I'm able to work now. I have 18 hours available for everything. Yo, those 2 hours difference makes a huge difference. You got to know that. That's a big, big difference because if you think about it, those extra 2 hours, those 2 hours less of sleep, that adds up to 14 hours a week extra that I have. All right. And if we do the math, at the end of the month, that's an extra 50 hours plus about 56 hours plus that I have available to work. You got to find these things. You got to be paying attention to the time, guys. And the reason why I did that on this call today to start the week is because I want you guys to find ways to be more productive with your time. You have to be more productive with your time. You got to find ways to squeeze in whatever you have, because your dreams will never come into a reality until you learn to master part-time. Never. That's probably what if I were you guys, that's what I would make my focus. Don't make your focus to quit your job. Don't make it your focus to make some money. Don't make it your focus to any of that. My focus would be, I need to learn how to master part-time. That would be my focus. How can I master part-time? And then focus on everything else, because you can't get everything else if you haven't learned how to work part-time. It's impossible. No days off, man, for real. There should be no days off. I'm telling you guys from experience right now. Think about this. I can't take a day off this week. Think about this. I can't take a day off this week so I can accomplish my first test of 21 days. After the 21 days are up, now I got to stay consistent. No days off for 45 days. No days off for 45 days. And you know what's going to be the challenge? When I travel, that's going to be the challenge. Am I going to be able to focus and do my routine even on the days that I travel? I got to find a way to squeeze it in anywhere. Squeeze it in during the plane, squeeze it in at the airport. Even if it means that I'm hanging out and there's a party going on and something, I got to take an hour, go to the side and do my routine for a little bit, bro. But I got to make sure that I get this done. I got to get it done because, look, I have trips coming up. I got trips to Arizona. I got trips to Miami. I have trips to Dubai. Beginning of October, I got to go to Dubai. I'm pretty sure I'm still going to be on that 45-day run up until then. I got to find a way to squeeze it in. I got to find a way to squeeze it in somewhere, whether it's on the airport, whether it's on the plane, whether it's when I land at the Airbnb, whether it's at the hotel, anywhere, it has to get done. I can't stop what I'm doing and what I'm working towards. And on the days where you don't want to do it, those are the days that you really do it. Remember that right there, and I'm going to end it off with that. On the days that you don't want to do it is the day that you should really do it. Those are the days you really, really, really have to do it, on the days you don't want to do it, because those are the days that give you the breakthroughs. So I can't wait. I can't wait because I'm already trained. I've done this for years, right? I know that there's going to be days over the next few days, over the next few weeks, that I'm going to wake up and I'm not going to want to go do it. But on those days, those are the days that I'm going to be like, well, Nano, here it comes. You got to do it now because you didn't feel like doing it this morning. And usually on the days that you don't feel like doing it is on the days that you get the gifts and the breakthroughs that you're looking for. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to do whatever it takes to run through not only I got a mindset right now to run through 2022 into 2023 nonstop. I want to see how far I can take it consistently because I already started. How many days can I do it consistently? That's my goal right now. I got the first test of 66. 21 is the next one. 66 would be after 90. It makes it official. 90 makes it second nature. And then after that, it's just a matter of running it. But these 90 days will change my life forever. A temporary sacrifice for a permanent gain. I know that at the end of these 90 days, my life will completely change. Not because of the money, not because of the results. It's because of the discipline It's because of the consistency, the willpower, the attention to detail, the awareness, the knowledge, the connection. Everything else that I'm going to do consistently over those 90 days is what's going to get me in alignment, and it's going to change my life for as long as I live. I will be talking about this specific run for as long as I live, because this is going to be the run that changes my life. This is going to be the run that helps me retire my family for good. This is going to be the run that helps me buy my mom and dad that house that they wanted. This is going to be the run that gets me to 7 figures. This run, I will always remember it. I'm going to speak about this run on stages all around the world. Yo, I remember this run that I went on summer of 2022. This run right here, the one that you guys are experiencing right now, the ones that I'm 15 days in right now, remember this run. Remember me. Remember this call. Remember what I told you guys on Monday, August 8th at 11:12 in the morning. Remember this run, because this will be the run that changes everything for me, for my family, for my team, for everyone around us. This will be the run. Whoever runs with me on this one will be rich. Whoever runs this run with me right here will be rich, guaranteed. You will change your life if you do it with me. If you just watch it, then you'll just watch it. But if you do it with me, your whole life will change, because I don't plan on stopping. There's a few people on my team who are with me, and they are already having breakthroughs. They saw that I started running, right? They saw that I started running and I've been 14, 15 days in, right? They are in their 7th and 8th day in, and they are having massive breakthroughs. Watch when they are 21 days, 30 days, 40, 50 days in. Wait till you guys see the results that we're going to be creating at the end of the year. Just watch. But guys, just to tell you guys this, and the last thing I'm going to say is this. It has to be a temporary sacrifice for that permanent gain that we're looking for. Be ready to sacrifice. Sacrifice time, sleep, friends, negative energies, whatever it takes. But it has to be sacrificed over a period of time. Imagine that, guys. Think about that. Imagine having to sacrifice 90 days for a lifetime of blessings and abundance. Isn't that crazy that you're 90 days away from changing your life? But the thing is that, can you do the 90 days? You are 90 days away from changing your whole entire life. Think about that. 90 days of doing the right thing over time will become second nature, which means now it becomes your reality. It's not going to be hard for you to wake up and work out, do your morning routine, read, and all of that stuff, which now starts the rest of your life. So, family, with that being said, okay, let's make sure that from this day moving forward, if you haven't started, I have people on my team that they haven't been consistent up until this day, and they are starting today, on Monday. They are starting today. They start today, August 8th. Start with them. I started 2 Mondays ago. Okay, today is my 15th day, right? My brother Francis is on his 8th day, thanks to you, right? For some people, today will be their day 1. For some people, today will be their certain amount of days. Whatever it is, from this day moving forward, we never take a day off. We don't take a day off for as long. You do it until you can't no more. And remember, even if you miss one day, it doesn't mean that you lose it. It's when you lose it. It's when you slip up back-to-back days is when you lose it. So for example, if I slept up today, I don't lose my consistency. Okay. I would have just had to start tomorrow and not slip up tomorrow. So if I would have slipped up Monday and Tuesday, then I lost. I lost the 14 days that I went consistent. That's it. I have to start from zero again. But if I slip up one day, you don't lose it. If you slip up one day, you don't lose it. When you slip up back-to-back days is when you lose it. Okay? So make sure you guys understand that, all right, fam? So with that being said, all right, type a 777 in the chat box if you're about to go for your first 7 days and you're about to go the whole week, right? You're going to take the whole week to make sure. Remember, you can take a day off the business. You can take a day off of trading. You can take a day off of social media. You can take a day off of everything else. You can take a day off of everything else. But you don't take a day off when it comes to working on yourself. When it comes to reading a book. When it comes to writing in your journal. When it comes to listening to personal development. When it comes to anything else, you don't take a day off. Because right now, you can't afford to take a day off. Because there's other things that are stealing your time. You know when you could afford to take the time off? When we chilling like this on a beach in an island somewhere and life is amazing and you're making millions of dollars a month and you're living the life of your dreams. You got kids, you got your family. That's when we can take time off. That's when we can be like, you know what? I want to take the whole week off. As a matter of fact, let's take the month off. Because we can. But until then, what are we taking time off for? For real, think about it. It blows my mind. I'm actually pissed off at myself that I was taking Saturdays off. I'm like, no, what were you doing taking time off? Acting like you made it. What? Because you thought that you was living on the beach. You made it, bro. You ain't make nothing, bro. I started thinking about it. I'm like, yo, I was so mad at myself when I actually thought about it. I'm like, bro, you ain't do nothing. You haven't done nothing, bro. What you mean? We haven't done nothing. Job finished? No. Let's get back to work. All right, fam. So that wraps up today's call. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. The only reason I hold you guys to this and I teach you guys the things is because I'm striving for greatness. This might be uncomfortable for some people, but it's because I'm not your average person. I am somebody that is working to live an extraordinary life. Right? And in order for you to live extraordinary, what must you do, guys? If you want to live extraordinary, what do you have to do? Type it in the chat box. If you do know the answer to this. If you want to live extraordinary, you have to do extraordinary. Be extraordinary. And extraordinary is, remember, extraordinary. So you got to do the extra of what the ordinary people do. Observe the masses, do the opposite. You want to be extraordinary, you want to live extraordinary, you have to be extraordinary. You have to work extraordinary. And that's the key. And the only way you can be extraordinary is by working on yourself every day. Okay, and working on yourself every day is really the key. And you got to do extraordinary things as well. All right, fam. So quick prayer and we out of here. I know I'm talking too much. All right, real quick prayer. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful Monday morning where we get a chance to wake up and work on ourselves. We are extremely thankful for our health. We are extremely thankful for our courage, for our families, for everything that you've been doing for us on a day-to-day basis. God, continue to protect us from all the energies that are not aligned with us and only put us in places and in positions where we can grow and elevate, Father. Today, we talked about the importance of time and the amount of time that we've been spending that is not helping us benefit us. Father, I ask that you give us incredible awareness and discernment when it comes to the amount of time that we're going to dedicate moving forward. We want to make sure that we are more diligent with our time. And we ask that you put us in a position each and every single day and each and every single moment to make the best out of the time that we do have, because I know that the time that we have on earth is not much, and we only have an incredible amount of time to make this purpose happen and make this reality become true, Father. So we work each and every single day to become better at it. And after today's call, you even gave me some breakthroughs and you even helped me understand things on a different level. So thank you for speaking through me to the family, because we all needed to hear that message, God. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for being the leader that you are. We are forever grateful for you, and we are internally appreciative of all that you do for us, Father. Let's go out there and have an incredible week filled with abundance, filled with breakthroughs and quantum leaps. We love you and we appreciate you. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 Let's work. Let's elevate. Let's tap in. I feel so good. I've completed my full morning routine. I'm about to eat some lunch, get ready to do some studying, and I'm ready to attack my day full force, fam. So I love you. I appreciate you guys, and I see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Mornings with Nano. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Please like this video. If you haven't liked this video before you hop off, just give it a quick like, really quick. Boom, 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 boom. Like it. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. Turn on the post notification as well, so that we can have everything set up. And if you guys want to follow me outside of this, my Instagram is at Long Live Nano. Okay, Long Live Nano. That is my only Instagram. I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you how's your trade going or what's up, bro, anything. Most of the time, I will never hit you up for the most part unless we're going to do business together. So, don't fall for it. Follow me on Twitter as well. Live Love Nano. And you can also follow me on TikTok. I'm going to start doing some TikTok. I actually want to start going live on TikTok, but I need 1,000 followers. So if you guys can help me get them followers up on TikTok, my TikTok is also at Long Live Nano. All right, fam. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's grow, let's elevate, and let's go out there and have a great day, fam. See you guys tomorrow. Let's run it.